Good morning, children. Welcome to Gurukul Vidyalaya online classes. Today, in the 8th class, synthetic fibers and plastics, we are going to discuss about the topic plastics. So, already in the previous video, we have discussed about synthetic fibers. What are the types of synthetic fibers, how they are prepared, and their characteristics. Everything we have discussed in the first video, part 1 video of this chapter. And now about plastics we have to discuss now. So you must be familiar with many plastic articles. Maybe around your home, around you in the home, you may observe many plastic items or articles. Can you make a list of articles which are manufactured by using the plastic, and what are the uses of the plastics? So you can write a list of items, a list of articles and their uses also. Okay. Generally, in the previous video about synthetic fibers, when we have discussed, we know that synthetic fiber is a polymer. Polymer means, poly means many and mer means units. That means polymer means many units. In the same way, plastics are also a polymer like synthetic fiber. It is also a polymer like synthetic fiber. So all plastics are not arranged in the same way. There are some difference are there. Generally, we will discuss about two ways of arrangement of the plastics. One is linear arrangement and the second one is cross-linked arrangement. Okay, linear and the cross-linked. So if you say about linear, the plastics, if they are arranged in a linear way, we can observe them in the form of like this. It is one unit, and if you are having many units like this, and each unit is connecting with each other, so every unit is connecting with each other. So we can say this is the linear arrangement of the polymer of plastics, and the second arrangement is cross-linked. Cross-linked is nothing but a linear arrangement, many linear arrangements connecting with each other. For example, if you have one linear arrangement here like this, so another linear arrangement is there. So both are connecting with each other. So this is linear arrangement. Sorry, cross-linked arrangement. This is cross-linked arrangement. So children, you understood here? So plastics are having two ways of arrangements. One is linear and the second one is cross-linked. See, you can observe the difference between the linear arrangement and the cross-linked arrangement. So some of the plastics are in this way and some other plastics are in this way. So generally plastic articles are available in possible shapes. That means in different shapes we will get those, and they are having in different sizes also. So whatever plastic articles we are observing around us, they are having different sizes, shapes, and they can be easily molded when they are heated. So plastics may be recycled, reused, and they can be colored. So some different colors also there in the plastics, and they can be melted, rolled into sheets. So in many ways we will observe the plastic articles. Suppose if you say one plastic, it may be in the roll or in the sheet, in the form of sheets, or in different shapes, in different sizes and different colors also we will observe. So for example, in your home, chair is there, one bucket is there, dustbin. So all these items are made up of plastics. Not only the household articles we are having the plastic material, but some other also there. So in the previous chapter, in this chapter, previous video, we discussed polythene. Polythene means, just recall that one, poly plus ethene is called as polythene. So it is one of the examples of plastic. Do you know polythene bags? some carry bags will take to market, no, while you purchase anything, or they will give you the plastic polythene bags. So those are polythene covers, polythene bags. But nowadays government banned that one, and people reduced the use of the polythene covers. So now, just to understand the different two types of plastics, there are two types. One plastic is thermoplastic. One is thermoplastic. Thermoplastic. So what is meant by thermoplastic? The plastic which gets deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily. So that is thermoplastic. Do you understand, children? Thermoplastic is one of the types of plastic. Thermoplastic means the plastic which can be deformed on heating and can be bent easily is known as thermoplastic. So this plastic, once we heat them, again it will bend, and again we can heat it and we can make it again. So for example, toys. Children, you will play with some toys, plastic toys, and some articles also there in your home, plastic combs, and some containers who are used to store anything. So these are the containers which is made up of plastic, and that plastic is known as thermoplastic. So do you know, if any type of article which is made of thermoplastic, if they are damaged, what we will do? So one person will come here to our homes to purchase the old plastic items which are broken or which are damaged, you know. So what they will do with those? They will send them that plastic to the recyclation. That means that plastic is taken to the recycling. They will heat again and can be molded again into another toys or any other article which is made up of plastic. So like that, this thermoplastic is used. So do you understand the uses and the examples also for the thermoplastic? And this thermoplastic will be in this arrangement, linear arrangement. Okay. Now the second type is and two examples for thermoplastic is polythene and PVC. Polythene and PVC. The example for thermoplastic is polythene and PVC. Do you understand? So PVC means in our home when plumbing material is there. If you are for plumbing and electricity, some pipes people will use, no? That is PVC pipe. You may listen that word also, and you may see that PVC pipe also. So polyvinyl chloride. PVC means polyvinyl chloride. So that PVC and polythene are the two examples for thermoplastics. And the second type is thermosetting plastic. Thermosetting plastics. Second type is thermosetting plastic. So what is meant by thermosetting plastic? Thermosetting plastics means the plastic which can be molded once on heating and cannot be bent easily again. So that is thermoplastic. So the plastic which can be molded once and cannot be softened by heating again. So do you understood the difference between the thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic? These thermoplastics, they can be molded. They can be molded once by heating, and again on heating they can be molded again and they can be bent easily. But these thermosetting plastics, if they are molded once on heating, they cannot be softened on heating again. So these are having two types of thermosetting plastic. One is bakelite and second one is melamine. Bakelite and melamine. Bakelite and melamine are the two examples of thermosetting plastic. Coming to the bakelite. Bakelite means this is a type of plastic which is poor conductor of heat and electricity. It is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. So generally we use this one for electrical switches, electrical sockets, and some handles, cooking utensils handles. So for that purpose the bakelite is used. So do you observe for cooking handle, if you observe that one, if you put the cooking pan on the stove and lighten it, much time it will be heated. Will you get when you hold that handle, will you get the heat pass to your hand and will you get the harm? No, we won't get the burning sensation, because that plastic is thermosetting plastic and it will be holded tightly and it will be strong. It can't be molded again. It cannot be molded again on heating. So that type of plastics is thermosetting plastic. In that one example, bakelite. So bakelite for electrical switches and some cooking utensils, some handles of the cooking utensils, we are using this type of thermosetting plastic, that is bakelite. And the second one is melamine. The second thermosetting plastic is melamine. Melamine is a versatile material, so it can resist fire. So it can resist the fire and can tolerate better than other plastics. So it can tolerate more heat better than the other plastics. So even though, for example, tiles of the floor and some kitchenware, what people are using, so all these are made up of melamine. So why? Because it can resist the fire more easily. It can resist the fire more easily. So if any fire is there near to that type of melamine material, it can't be molded and it cannot be melted also. Why? Because at once only it will be molded into one shape whatever we want on heating, and again it can't be molded. So it is a fire resistant. We can call it a fire resistant melamine. So bakelite and melamine are the two examples for the thermosetting plastics. So children, you can observe in your textbook also, some pictures are there about the material plastics in the thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. So now plastics as material of choice. Why the plastic is it is a material of our choice nowadays? Why? Because many people are using this plastic. So in olden days we are using different type of utensils or containers which are made up of wood. After that, which are made up of metals we are using. So people was troubled by using those type of metallic containers. But what happened nowadays? Why people are using these plastics? Because it is light in weight. The plastics are light in weight, lower price, and these plastics are low price and they are being very strong also. So they are light in weight, good strength is there, and a low price. In less expenses we can purchase that. So by these reasons we can understand that nowadays people are using plastics instead of metallic material containers. Okay, so that's why what for automobiles, aircrafts, spacecrafts also nowadays people are they are manufacturing by using the plastic. So that's why it is our choice. We can say it is our choice. So some furnitures and decoration materials also in our home, those are made up of these plastics. Now the second characteristic or the property of this plastic is they are non-reactive. What are they? They are non-reactive. Plastics are non-reactive. What do you mean by reactive? Reactive means if to that material, if any chemical is in contact, then the plastic will be that material will be reacted or damaged or gives another product. But non-reactive means even any chemical is in contact with that material, it won't be reacted. That's why we call it as a non-reactive material. Plastics is a non-reactive material. So what people are doing nowadays, if you prepare any pickles in your home or any food items in your home, where we are storing? Are you taking metallic containers? No, most of the people are using this plastic containers, the containers which are made up of plastics. So why? Because those are light in weight, those are stronger and easy to handle also. We can handle them easily to move from one place to another place. So that's why it is and the main reason is it is non-reactive. That means if you place any oily substances, food items in metallic containers, we can observe that will be rusted. For example, if you take iron when it is reacted with any some salts or acids, what will happen? If it reacted with acid, the material may be rusted. It will be getting rusted. It is corroding them. But will we get the plastic rusted? No. Did you observe any time any in a plastic bottle or any container? Did you observe any rust of the plastic material? Will it be oxidized with the plastic? Will be oxidized with the oxygen or moisture? No. Only the metals will be corroded like that. So that's why people are using these plastic material, and the main reason is those are non-reactive. And plastic in light, strong and durable also. So up to now we discussed those are light in weight, less cost, and those are very strong. And another thing also there, it is durable. The durability also will be more. That means the duration of the usage of that plastic material is more. Many more time we can use that plastic material. So duration also will be very more. So that's why the people for the many household articles we are using the plastic materials, and these plastics are also poor conductors. We can say those are also poor conductors. What is meant by conductor? If you take one metallic wire, put the one end of the wire in the switchboard socket and switch on it. Another end of the wire, if you hold with our hand, what will happen? Obviously we will get electric shock now. But don't try this at home. Don't do this one. Just for example I am saying, don't try this at home. Okay. So but if you take one plastic wire, put into the socket and hold it with another end, what will happen? We won't get electric shock. Why? Because plastics are poor conductor. So another example is we are observing one fan in your house. Fan, we will switch on the fan. Immediately it will work. It will rotate. So why? How it is working? From the switch to the fan, one wire is connecting. So generally wires are made up of with copper metal, and only copper will you observe the wire? No, we won't see only copper, but something is there around the copper, that is plastic. So the wires are concealed with the plastic material. So if you touch the wire when it is working also, we won't get the electric shock. Why? Because plastic is covered on the metallic container. So metals are good conductors. It will conduct heat and electricity. So on that, if plastic is there, those are poor conductors. We won't get electric shock because it won't pass through the plastic. Okay. So by that we can say plastics are poor conductors. That's why many electrical wires and some tools will be there. For electricians, they will use the testers and screwdrivers. Did you observe those handles of the screwdrivers or testers? They are made up of glass or wood or some plastic. So when those are having this type of material, mainly when it is having plastic, will we get the electric shock through the tester? No, we won't get, because it is a poor conductor of electricity. Now, the plastic and the environment. Plastics and the environment. So people, from many years, people are using these polythene bags, which is made up of plastic. one of the example. Polythene bag is the example for the plastic, thermoplastics. Okay, so but government banned this one. Why do you know? Why it is banned like that? Do you know? Because on the earth some materials are biodegradable and some materials are non-biodegradable. Do you know what is meant by biodegradable material? The material which can be decomposed. The material which can be decomposed through the natural processes. Natural processes means when it is exposed to the sunlight, wind and water or rainwater. So like that, it is a natural process. So the material which are decomposed through the natural process are called biodegradable material. Biodegradable material. And the material which are not decomposed, the material which are not decomposed by the natural processes are called as non-biodegradable material. Those are called as non-biodegradable materials. So is it clear children? Biodegradable materials means those are the materials which can be decomposed by the natural processes is called biodegradable material. The material which cannot be decomposed, which are not decomposed by the natural processes are called as non-biodegradable materials. Okay, so these plastics are also non-biodegradable material. So if you leave one paper from your notebook, if you leave on the soil outside your home or in the school ground on the soil, if you leave, after few days will you get the same paper in the same quality? No, we won't get. What will happen? The paper will be broken into small pieces. They will be broken into small pieces due to the natural processes. So we can say it is a biodegradable material. But what about the polythene cover if you leave outside? Will they broken into small pieces immediately or after few days? Or will it take more time or long time to decompose? So it is as it is a non-biodegradable material, that polythene bags, plastics, they won't decompose into the soil or into the earth. Okay children. So in your textbook you will observe one table 3.3. In that type of waste material, approximate time taken to degenerate, that means decompose, or nature of the material. One table is there. Look at your textbook, the table. Peels of vegetable and fruits, leftover foodstuff, etc. So peels of vegetables and fruits. Directly we won't eat that orange, no? We will remove that peel, outer peel, or banana. After removing the peel only, we will eat the fruit. So where we will throw? We will throw outside. So they have to decompose into the soil, no? And leftover food stuff also. After eating food, some leftover food stuff, waste material will be there. That also will throw outside. And these things, how much time it takes to degenerate? 1 to 2 weeks. Nearly 1 to 2 weeks. Within those days, it will degenerate or decompose. So we can say these are biodegradable material. So check into the textbook, the table. Next, paper. How much time it takes to decompose the paper? 10 to 30 days. So it is biodegradable. And cotton cloth. Suppose one cotton cloth is there. It takes 2 to 5 months to degenerate. So it is a biodegradable. Wood. It takes 10 to 15 years to decompose. So it is a biodegradable material. And woolen clothes, it takes about a year, 1 year or about it takes. So it is a biodegradable. And tin, aluminium and other metals, metal cans. So all these are metals. How much time it takes? It takes 100 to 500 years to decompose. So can we say these are biodegradable? Many years we can't see, we won't live those many years no to observe whether one iron metal is decomposing or not. If you sit in front of it on the chair and if you observe like that for many years, we can't see that one. So it is a non-biodegradable material. And what about the plastic bags? Several years it takes. It takes many years. Even though we can't see, they will decompose. So those are non-biodegradable materials. So since plastic takes several material to decompose, it is not environmental friendly. Environmental friendly means it is not good for environment. Plastics, as they are decomposing many years, taking several years to decompose, those are not friendly to the environment. Why? Because they get harm to the living organisms on the earth. How? Suppose if your plastic bags, a heap of plastic bags are there, you are trying to decompose that, not leaving for several years, just in one day or in 1 hour you are trying to decompose that by burning them. What happens? Do you know anytime did you burn the polythene cover? So what happens when we are burning? They will melt. Generally they will melt. Only melting takes place or any other reaction takes place? Yes. Along with the melting, it releases some poisonous gases. Smoke will come. Some poisonous gases are mixed in that. So what happens? That poisonous gases are involving or mixing into the atmosphere. Then what happens? We are taking oxygen from the environment. No? So what type of oxygen we will take? Will it be pure or impure or polluted? Yes, it will be not pure, it is polluted. So air will be polluted due to these smoke. So as it is having the poisonous gases. So what happens if you breathe, take into the oxygen? If you inhale that one, inside our body organisms will be damaged. Our organs will be damaged. So due to the poisonous gases, and it causes ill health, and it is very harmful to our life. So that's why we won't do that type of thing. Or why to burn them and getting the poisonous gas? Just we can leave. Let us see if they will mold like it will be decomposed like that. If you leave like that, what will happen? Suppose you are taking, nowadays you are not going to outside to eat anything, but in olden days some people they will go to the hotels for purchasing the breakfast. They purchase the breakfast. After eating that in the one polythene bag, that paper they will fold it and keep into the polythene cover. They will tie and throw outside. So what happens? Inside paper will decompose, but between the soil and the paper, polythene cover is there, no? So it can't decompose. But meanwhile, if some cows or buffaloes they are going, generally in our Palkol we will see many cows, no? In our streets also they will come. So what they will search for to eat anything. If they found this cover, they are not having hands, no, like us to open the knot and taking inside the food material. Just simply they will eat along with the polythene cover. They will eat. So what will happen to the cows when they are eating the food material or leftover food stuff along with the polythene cover? So the food material will be decomposed or digested into the stomach for the cows. But what about the polythene cover? Will they decompose or will they digest? They won't digest. So in one table it is there. One survey is saying many tons of polythene covers are there in the stomachs of the cows. After death of the cows, they will die. Why? Because the polythene cover will not be digested in their body. No? So after the death of the cows, after cutting those stomach and they are collecting many heap of polythene covers. So it causes damage to the animals also. So we should not use the polythene bags or polythene covers. So sometimes these polythene covers, they are clogging into the drainage system. So during rainy season, what will happen? When they are clogged at in the drainage, the water flow will not be clear now. So the water will not flow easily. Then it will stop the water in the drains. Then the water flows outside the drain and it will fill in the streets, in our streets. So people have to go in that water, that dirty water. So what happens? After going, it causes some health issues, some health problems will get, some allergies and some diseases will get. So it is, so we can say plastics are not environmental friendly. These are not environmental friendly. Okay. So as a responsible citizen, what we have to do? We have to follow 4R principle. We have to follow 4R principle. What is 4R principle? 4R. 4 R's are there. The first R is reduce. Reduce. Second one is reuse. Third one recycle. And the fourth one recover. Reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. So how to follow that instruction? So our responsibility. We have to reduce the usage of plastic bag. And reuse means some plastic not throwing outside. We have to store them again we can use that type of plastic bags, but not the plastic cover which we are bringing the chicken from the chicken shop. Will you store that one in your house after washing? No, that is for one time use only. We'll throw that outside. But if you purchase some clothes, they will give one cover, no? Polythene covers, bags. Those we can reuse. They will be not thin, they will be thick covers. So we won't throw outside because it won't get damage to the environment. Okay, like that we have to reuse. And recycle means, so starting we discussed, by selling those things to the some person who are purchasing old things. So plastic material, metals. If you give to them, what will happen? They will sell that to the industries, and the plastic they will heat it again, melt it again, mold it into another type of articles which are made up of plastic. So that is recyclation. And what about recover? We can recover that one. So plastic, by bringing the plastics bring to the home, and those we should not throw outside into the drains. So we can recover those articles. So if it is damaged, with that another plastic we can use that one. So mainly we have to follow reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. So then as a responsible citizen, we will help to the environment. So now fiber wise some points are there. Do not throw plastic bags in the water bodies or on the roads. We should not throw the plastic materials. Take a cotton carry bag or a jute bag while going for shopping. So while going for market, what we have to do? We have to take cotton bags or jute bags. Okay. Next, try to minimize the use of plastic material. Example, use a steel lunchbox instead of a plastic one. Instead of a plastic lunchbox, we can use the steel lunchbox. So by that, what will happen? As a responsible citizen, we will follow these instructions. So children, this synthetic fibers and plastics, again after watching this video, you read the textbook fully from the starting to the ending of this chapter. Read the textbook and some keywords and what you have learned, some points are there, everything you have to read. Try to understand again and again by reading. Okay children, so at the time of homework I will give you the classwork of this third chapter. Already maybe I gave half of the portion, so remaining half from that third chapter you can complete your CW. Thank you.